They say weddings bring out the best in people. I learned they also revealed the worst. And imagine overhearing the bride on her wedding day, bragging about tricking you. AITA for taking back a wedding gift I promised to the bride and groom after overhearing a conversation. Hi Reddit. Please excuse my lack of punctuation, grammar, and any editing mistakes. I made English is not my first language and I am still learning. I-29 female has been in a friend group of 6 people, including the couple 30 female and 31 male, since we all went to law school a little while ago. We all live in the same city and regularly hang out and go to lunch together, and it's always a good time. Now, to be frank, I normally for our get-togethers pay for all those in attendance, so make well over double what the others do. And when it comes to my choice of restaurant, we normally go to an expensive steakhouse that I absolutely love again out of the friend group. I am the only one who's child-free too, has the extra income. 3. I feel obligated to pick up the tab, as it is a part of my culture and how I was raised. My love language is gift-giving, and I always give extravagant gifts for special occasions, anniversaries, birthdays, promotions, baby showers, and, above all else, wedding. I absolutely love weddings, and as much I am extra generous when it comes to my gifts. The couple at hand loved to travel, but due to COVID, inflation, and a new baby, they haven't been able to do it as much. When I was first asked to be a bridesmaid, the couple asked me to help them go over their budget and see if I have some connections to help them cut some cost. Even with my help, they were not going to be able to afford a honeymoon after the wedding, or so I thought. So as my wedding gift, I planned for them to visit Japan for a week, food, housing, fun money, and a reputable babysitter for their 4-month-old. I went to them with the gift and they were so happy and over the moon. It was a very heartwarming experience, and I was so happy I could do this for them. Detail to add. The airplane tickets and any other reservations were under my name until the week after their wedding, where I would transfer them over. I left an envelope with the itinerary and all of the information regarding the trip on the gift table at the wedding venue. Well, the wedding came, and while the bride was getting ready, she told me she forgot her veil in her car and asked if I could go get it. I agreed and went to get it. As I came back, the door was cracked open, but I overheard a conversation regarding me from the bride. I stood outside the door and listened. She went on to tell whoever she was on the phone with that and I quote, gullible, and that she tricked me into paying for their honeymoon. She began to account all of the gifts that they had received from me and plotting how to get me to give them even more expensive gifts. To say I was crushed would be an understatement. I stood there for a while feeling stupid and used. They took advantage of my generosity and my love for them, and used it for their own selfish gain. But my sadness began to turn into rage. I went inside and began to rip a new one into the bride. She tried so hard to backtrack, and I told her to go F* herself, and that I was taking back my gift, and she could forget about going to Japan. She tried to chase me as I walked down the hall and took the envelope from the gift table, calling me a bitch and an asshole as I left. It's been over 4 months since this happened. And when I explained this to my partner, she called me an A*************, as I could have silently cut the couple out. Instead of reacting harshly on the bride's wedding day, I may have ruined her wedding day, and this will be her last memory of her wedding for years to come. Now, I've been feeling kind of bad for my reaction. So now I come to you, Reddit. Am I the A** for taking back my present after overhearing conversation from the bride? Just a little tidbit of information. I later found out that the person she was talking to on the phone was the groom. Update. When I posted this, I didn't expect the response that I would get. I was hoping for maybe 2 people give me some insight to make sure I was not crazy. For those of you saying the story's fake, I feel bad for you. I'm sorry that my reality is just a story to you. For those of you who are questioning why I'm funding other people's lifestyles, let me explain a bit further. My friends and I used to go to restaurants, and each week we would take a turn to pick, or we go to choose what restaurant knowing their situation. I normally picked up the tab because I did not like most places in my city, and the places I did like was expensive. For those that were calling me a sugar mama, sorry, I am not. I do not have a savior complex. I just came from a wealthy background, and I make pretty well for myself in my field. With just me and my wife, our expenses are not much, so I'm able to save quite a lot, and with that, I have extra income. For those who told me to evaluate my wife, let me explain. My wife is the most unconfrontational person I've ever met. She is the kind of person who will silently block you and cut you out of her life without so much as an explanation. To be completely clear, she did agree with me, and that's an appropriate response. It is just not how she would have handled this situation. My next point again, I stated this in the beginning, I am not a native English speaker. Most of this has to be translated from my native tongue, and some of the words got misconstrued. One, I did not put my name on the tickets. I paid for the tickets and put their names on them. I'm sorry that did not translate correctly the way I wish it did. Of course, because it was on my credit card, I just called the airport and canceled them. Those who we are re-asking what the rest of my friend group's opinion was, the remaining 3 agreed with me and sided with me. Of course, they were a bit upset with me, because I did not tell them the day of the wedding. They have completely cut the couple in question out. Did I learn a lesson? Yes, I did. Going forward, I will be less generous with those around me. I was raised in a very generous household, where we gave out money to those in need quite regularly. But that was through charities and such. I will start to focus on self-love and learning to have a backbone and not to spend so much money on other people that do undeserve it. I will be more cautious and careful going forward in keeping my eye out for signs that people could be using me. Thank you, Reddit, and all of those who commented. Quite frankly, I'm going to be deleting Reddit off my phone, so I will not be able to respond to any other comments. I hope I got the chunk of the questions out of the way. Thank you for all the kind words and personal testimonies to those who have been in my shoes and how they got through it. And for those who decided to call my post fake. Just because you do not believe it can work in reality, please and kindly go off asterisk yourself. Honestly, you didn't ruin her wedding. She did that herself the moment she chose to mock someone who genuinely cared. You didn't just take back a gift, you took back your self-respect. People like that don't deserve your kindness, let alone a trip to Japan. Good on you for drawing the line. Verdict. Not an A** hole. Proved.